people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Obama has again violated the Constitution by signing yet another executive order. He has passed down 141, to date, this time expanding the pools of ineptitude, waste and civil liberties intrusions perpetuated by the Department of Homeland Security. Photo-fascist partnerships for a dysfunctional police state. Obama's October 26 EO establishing a White House Security Partnership Council is classic fascism, or what Mussolini called corporatism, the merger of state and corporate power. It creates local partnerships between federal and private institutions to address homeland security challenges. Collaboration between the federal government and selected partners, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, foundations, community-based organizations and other stakeholders will tighten government's control of the homeland security industry. Partnerships enhance our ability to address homeland security priorities, from responding to natural disasters to preventing terrorism, by utilizing diverse perspectives, skills, tools, and resources, Obama's EO states. A steering committee will include representatives at the deputy agency head level drawn from a potpourri of federal agencies, including the State Department, the bankster-dominated Department of Treasury and, importantly, the spooks over at Office of the Director of National Intelligence, a slot created as the War on Terror gained steam. The DNI replaced the Director of Central Intelligence over at the CIA and merged operations with the National Security Council and the Homeland Security Council at the heart of the national security state. Obama's EO follows a scathing Senate report on fusion centers, the bungled joint effort between DHS and the Justice Department to supposedly streamline information sharing among federal intelligence agencies, military services, and state and local law enforcement. A report from the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee's Subcommittee on Investigations said fiscally unaccountable fusion centers failed to detect terrorism in the United States, primarily due to the fact genuine terrorism is largely non-existent, although the FBI strives at creating fake terrorism. Despite reviewing 13 months' worth of reporting originating from fusion centers from April 1, 2009 to April 30, 2010, the subcommittee investigation could identify no reporting which uncovered a terrorist threat, nor could it identify a contribution such fusion center reporting made to disrupt an active terrorist plot, the document states, according to R. Jeffrey Smith at the Center for Public Integrity. DHS's involvement with fusion centers appeared not to have yielded timely, useful, terrorism-related intelligence for the federal intelligence community. The Senate report, however, misses the point for the government. Fusion centers are not a boondoggle wasting taxpayer money. They are the tip of the spear in intelligence gathering on enemies of the state, we reported after the release of the Senate report earlier this month. Scores of fusion centers around the country are not tracking Al-Qaeda, they are tracking and monitoring Ron Paul supporters and dangerous constitutionalists. Obama's illegal EO is designed to perpetuate the myth that the federal government and hand-picked corporate partners will save us from cave-dwelling terrorists who hate us for our freedom. In fact, it is merely an effort to continue an ongoing boondoggle that has squandered trillions of dollars and resulted in more than a decade of war and destruction, including more than 1 million dead Iraqis and countless Afghans, Pakistanis and more recently an elite number of Africans. It has also managed to do serious damage to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
If you are going to control any population for any length of time, you must bring in an element of getting people to consent to what is happening to us.
Society is developing more and more in the direction of a thought police that control every thought we have.